In a galaxy far, far away, where the forces shape destiny and empires clash among the stars, a new power awakens. From beyond the veil of reality, 20 legendary warriors emerge. Demigods forged for war, Primarchs of the Imperium. Well, I guess it'd be 18. Scratch that. 18 and a half for this video, because never mind. Some rise as champions of the Jedi Order. Others fall to the temptation of the dark side. And a few carve their own path across the stars. This is the clash of legends. The Emperor meets the Force, the Primarchs meet destiny. Welcome, battle brothers and battle sisters. I am Seldom, and today, prepare for a crossover of galactic proportions. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be ranking every post-Horus Heresy Primarch that is alive, or at the very least assumed to be, on how well they would fit the Star Wars universe. And if you guys end up enjoying and supporting this video, then I'll drop a sequel to it. We can do a little pre-Horus Heresy action for maybe the Primarchs that you haven't seen listed in this one. I can give my opinion on how I think they'd fare in the Star Wars universe. I know it seems a little backwards doing the post-Horus Heresy first and then the pre-Horus Heresy second, but just shut up and enjoy the video, okay? And also, let me preface one more thing. Notice how I said opinion. These are opinions, they're not facts. You formulate your own opinions and you put them down in the comment section so I can disagree. Enough yapping for me. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Seriously, it's kind of a dream of mine and I'm excited to be doing this. Without any further ado, let's just hop right into it. We're gonna start with the bottom, the struggle bus tier, and only one Primarch alone sits in this tier, and that is Demon Lorgar. Listen, there may be a little bias in this because Lorgar, but honestly, all he really does is bring warp cults, fanaticism, and religious chaos to wherever he goes. He's arguably the weakest Primarch when it comes to combat prowess, and he's gonna survive because of demonhood. You know, it's gonna protect him from most conventional attacks. But realistically, the Jedi, the Sith, and everybody else in this universe is gonna hunt him down constantly. Because if there's one thing that Lorgar knows how to do best, it's excel at pissing people off. Whether it's the Empire, the Republic, bounty hunters, Mandalorians, you name it, they'll be on his ass. I just imagine Lorgar like going from door to door being the galactic Jehovah's Witness. Don't cancel me, it's just a joke. This is gonna be my survives tier. I can already sense there's gonna be some controversy here. I think these Primarchs, given enough time, have genuine potential in the setting, but plugging them in immediately, they're just giving off that side character energy. And leading off our survives tier is Guilliman. I made sure to specify, given enough time, that these Primarchs have serious potential. I mean that especially with Guilliman. We see what he's doing in the current 40k setting. I've got only good things to say about him. He's awesome. But with that being said, he just got plugged into the Star Wars universe and he doesn't have his Legion of Ultramarines. He doesn't have unlimited resources. He is essentially a GPS with no map. And that's okay, because eventually he's gonna find value, or rather bring value to some sort of faction in Star Wars. Likely Republic, Rebels, some type of good guys. Next up in the survives tier is one of my personal favorite Primarchs, Jagatai Khan. Now I had trouble putting him in between survives and thrives. I think he's interchangeable and could go into either tier. Realistically, when it comes down to it, Khan is all about speed, freedom, and hitting the next horizon. He's gonna excel in hyperspace racing leagues, Mandalorian clans, or even bounty hunting gigs. He'll thrive anywhere with chaos and movement, and he doesn't need an empire because the galaxy is his playground. Rigid institutions frustrate him, Jedi politics boring, Sith hierarchy a headache. He survives, but he's never sitting still long enough to run anything bigger than a local raid, and that's fine, because that's why we love Jagatai. Buddy is just a nonchalant and chill guy trying to have some fun and go fast. Finally, in our survive tier, our favorite emo buff boy, Corvus Corex. I mean, we know Corvus. Bro is literally Batman on steroids and warp energy and any and every type of creatine powder. But anyways, he's gonna thrive in stealth heavy areas like Coruscant Underworld or any dark alley where Jedi and Sith forget to look. He'll be able to adapt just fine. He blends in, disappears, and strikes with precision. He'd make a fantastic galactic assassin or spy, and he'd likely sell his skills to the highest bidder. But his downfall really comes to not much social adaptability. Couldn't really see him inspiring any armies or factions in the Star Wars universe. When the galaxy's bigger conflict hits, he's mostly going to be watching from the shadows, blasting some Blink 182, but he's safe and lonely. When it comes to the Primarchs that are in the thrives tier, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I just feel as though these characters would fit seamlessly into the Star Wars universe, and leading off that tier is Mortarion. First of all, Mortarion's backstory is peak Star Wars tragedy. Raised in misery, ruled by a monster, trained in darkness, and pushed into becoming the very thing he hated, he is basically the blueprint for every fallen Force user ever. On top of that, dude fits the aesthetic. I mean, look at him. He's floating with the plague mist, the giant scythe, the corrupted wings. He looks like he walked straight out of a Dathomir nightmare or a Sith alchemy lab. If Darth Nihilus and Mother Talzon had a kid, and that kid drank toxic sludge for breakfast, that's Mortarion. But the real reason he fits so well is because Mortarion is tragic. He's not evil for the fun of it. He's broken, manipulated, and trapped in a fate he didn't choose. Star Wars lives for tragic villains. Mortarion is basically a premium DLC pack for the dark side. And let me just state, if we want to talk about how Mortarion would fare in combat against some Star Wars characters, I'm going to say this for him and pretty much every Primarch on this list. I think most of these guys mop the floor with a lot of the Star Wars characters, and most of the time it's not even close. And especially Mortarion. I mean, he's a Primarch at the end of the day. Now he has demonhood. The dude is a living, walking virus bomb. I think he's just tanking everything he sees. In a similar vein to Mortarion, I think I gotta put the Lion right next to him, because this man doesn't just fit into Star Wars. He is a Star Wars character that somehow wandered into Warhammer by accident. He's stoic, unbelievably skilled, and radiates that knightly aura you see in characters like Plo Koon, Qui-Gon, or even Luke during his prime. The whole aesthetic, the sword, the robes, the calm intensity. I mean, this man is a Force theme song away from being on the Jedi Council. And when we take a deeper dive, look at Lion's morality. He's not a perfect knight, and that's what makes him so Star Wars. He struggles with pride, isolation, and mistrust, just like the Jedi Order itself. He's noble, but also flawed, and Star Wars loves nothing more than a warrior who's trying to do the right thing while carrying the weight of the entire galaxy on his shoulders. All I'm saying is, you give this dude a blue or a green lightsaber, would anyone really bat an eye if you told him that the Lion originated from Star Wars? Rounding out the Thrives tier is going to be none other than our snaky boy, Fulgrim. When I imagine Fulgrim in the Star Wars universe, I see Palpatine, but with better hair and scaly purple skin. I mean, this dude could charm half the Republic into joining his quote-unquote perfect empire without even igniting a saber. And when he does decide to light that thing up, you best believe he's going to be one of the best duelists the galaxy has ever seen. With that being said, his physical appearance, the whole snaky monster thing, isn't all that weird. You gotta keep in mind, Star Wars is a lot more Xenos friendly than Warhammer will ever be. Honestly, when it comes down to it, out of all these Primarchs, I feel like Fulgrim is a chameleon. He could fit into a lot of different settings, universes, you name it. I mean, he's extremely charismatic, and he definitely knows how to take care of himself. But he'll never be able to escape. Moving on to the Dominates tier, I mean, it really speaks for itself again. It doesn't matter when, where, or what's going on in the Star Wars universe. You drop these Primarchs in, and who's stopping them? They're really just playing on easy mode. And who better than to lead this tier off than the Siege Master himself, Perturabo. You slot this dude in the Star Wars universe, and he instantly becomes the most dangerous military mind this franchise has ever seen. You know those long, hopeless sieges in Star Wars like the Battle of Ryloth, or literally any time the Republic tries to take a separatist fortress? Perturabo would end those in an afternoon. Give this man an old Trade Federation factory, and he'll turn it into a planet killer assembly line by lunchtime. I mean, this dude Purdy's gonna thrive in any galaxy built on conflict. On top of that, Purdy is no pushover either. Okay, physically and mentally, he is still a Primarch. Additionally, he's ascended, or descended, however you want to look at it, to demonhood, but he is just an all-around unit. And yes, I can see the comparisons between his good guy counterpart Guilliman. And I can also see the comments now. Theldum, you rank Guilliman down and survived, and he doesn't have unlimited resources. What would be the Shut the f*** up, okay? Purdy is a doer. This dude would be a highly coveted resource by any and every faction in the damn galaxy, and he'd get done and get it done quickly. The more I talk about it, I have slight doubts, but I'm gonna stick with my take. And our second and final Primarch in this tier, another one of my favorites, is yeah. Guys, I don't know what that was. I was trying to do like a war screech, or it's Angron. Okay, that's who it is. Never mind. Forget it. Subtlety, strategy, or diplomacy are absolutely out the window when it comes to Angron. The dude is very simple. He likes to do a few things, and that's kill, maim, and murder, and collect skulls for the Skull Throne, of course. Basically a Force-sensitive kaiju with anger issues that the Sith wish they had, and I really don't see him joining any factions unless maybe to gain that VIP Vanguard role in the war front. If there's a battle or a war, he's gonna be there, he's gonna be winning, he's gonna be doing so violently. It's really as simple as that. Buddy's gonna no-diff any and everybody in the setting because he's angry, virtually unkillable, eats his warp-laced Wheaties, and has daddy issues. Need I say more? In the moment we have all been waiting for, my final tier, these Primarchs are overpowered as I mean, realistically, these guys are gonna have free reign to do whatever, whenever, and wherever they please when they're plugged into the Star Wars setting. And leading us off, ladies and gentlemen, can I get a drum roll, please? This fella is 12 feet tall. Who knows how damn heavy? Absolutely gorgeous. And a Giga Chad for the ages. His name, please give a warm welcome to Vulcan. Yeah, you guys like that? I'm unemployed, by the way. Hire me. Anyways, let's just lay out the facts. We're talking about an unkillable 12-foot perpetual demigod blacksmith with galaxy-breaking crafting skills who was bred specifically for war. Additionally, so long as you're not a complete and utter evil piece of shit, but he does have a soft teddy bear side to him, and he will value your life. Feel like he'd adopt the clones or the rebels, whatever protagonist faction is relevant at the time, while soloing Palpatine or the Empire with hugs or hammers, and he'd instantly become the competent, nice guy emperor both Star Wars and Warhammer have literally never seen. I feel like Star Wars gets fixed in one weekend, and before you know it, every man, woman, and alien is all smiles or tentacles and smoking fat space doobies. And on the contrary, our final Primarch of today's tier list is Magnus the Maroon. You see what I did there? Because like Magnus the Red is cool and all, but you have Gandalf the Grey, and no. You don't, whatever, you guys don't see the vision. Get it? Vision? Because he only has one eye? Yeah. So even though Magnus is missing pieces of his soul like a jigsaw puzzle on Thanksgiving, to put it simply, he's a demonic level psychic powerhouse who can reshape matter and twist probability. He casually mind reads across solar systems and literally duels gods in his home universe. Throw Magnus in Star Wars and he's instantly the most dangerous being alive. Both the Jedi and Sith would fight over him like kids arguing about who gets a new console. His obsession with forbidden knowledge mirrors the classic Jedi turned rogue archetype, and I could definitely see him arguing with Yoda over access to the restricted section of the archives, but Magnus is so damn broken, I myself am having trouble pinning him down to any one faction in the Star Wars universe. Why take orders from anybody if you can reshape reality as you know it? Honestly, he works best as a mythical reality bending entity, which leads me to the only comparison I can think of, the Mortis gods. Just angrier, redder, and 10 times better at doing cool space magic. Furthermore, not only is Magnus a big juicy Primarch, he's a demon. He's the best space wizard to ever do it, and he is without his one and only weakness in the Star Wars universe, if you don't include being reckless and arrogant. You know those pesky soulless mutants that are immune to all direct psychic effects called blanks? Yeah, I don't see those around. Do you? Lehman Russ? Oh, where you at? At the end of the day, who's gonna stop Magnus from drumming up a 60-foot tall cobalt blue big bird for the whole universe to worship? Ain't gonna be me. Alright, I had way too much fun making this video, but that's gonna wrap it up for today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope I made a decent tier list that some of you guys agree with. The hardcore Warhammer fans, if you think it's utter dog, you know where to put the feedback. If you made it this far, consider me impressed. I know it's no 30-second TikTok clip. I'm proud of you. That's a tough one. Just kidding. I do genuinely appreciate your time. Run this thing up so a brother can eat, and like I mentioned earlier, I can throw the rest of the Primarchs that I didn't list in this one in another tier list, and we can see how that shakes out. Ooh, that's enough yapping for one day. I'm gonna sign out, you psychopaths, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.